Hi, this is Angela giving you news Angie's way. Today we have shrimp toast. So I looked up this video of how to make it. I came across this video. It's in Chinese, but I'm going to put the link in the video so you know how to get to it. But hats off to them. My favorite pastime meal when I go to a Chinese restaurant is shrimp toast. Now, when I was in Jersey, I could always find shrimp toast. Jersey, New York. But here in the South, nobody makes shrimp toast. So I'm making my own today. So the recipe is very simple, very easy. I also did a little short video to show you how I did it. I use jumbo shrimp. You can use whatever kind of shrimp you want, but the jumbo shrimp just has more flavor to it, and you don't have to use a lot of it. You can maybe use about 6 or 8 or 12. These toasts, you see how big they are? And that's just all shrimp, just a little flour to it, some seasoning, and bread. And I used my old bread that I had in the house, which is wheat bread, and it came out fine. I don't think you want to use a real soft bread, like the Wonder bread, because that'll be too soft. You need some bread that's kind of coarse, so that it can stick to the shrimp, and and then you can fry it and it won't fall apart. So anyway, let's get started. You know what I got? My Mich Ultra Gold. So let me, I always have a problem opening this up. All right. First time a charm. And I have my mug. And I'm just going to pour it. All right. So it doesn't overflow like it did last time. There you have it. All right, and now I have my sauce. I have my, it's called Maipao chili sauce. And it's hot, sweet chili sauce. And I got this from Walmart. So I'm going to put it in here because I'm going to be doing a lot of dipping. All right. This stuff is good. This is better than what you call it? The duck sauce. All right, so let's try this out. See what it tastes like. Dip it in the sauce. Here's the sauce, shrimp. See that? All right. Mmm. Man, this is good. Ooh, dipping in some more of that sauce. Let me show you. Man, hats off to this family. And this YouTuber. Look at that. Nice and crunchy. You gotta make this. This is good. These are good for like appetizers. Oh my goodness. You be the talk of the family. Make these for appetizers. And with this cold beer, with a twist of lime. Yes. All right, let's try another one. I probably end up eating all of these. As usual, I didn't eat all day. I worked earlier. Made this. Shrimp toast is always good. It's just something about that toast and the shrimp. You can dip it in the sauce. I'm telling you. This is a good meal. Man, this is good. All right, it is Black History Month. And we need to talk about our history. Today I want to talk about, I like documentaries. So on Amazon Prime, I was watching about the mobsters. I'm always fascinated with history, especially with the mobsters. I'm incidentally going to Las Vegas, so when I go to Las Vegas, I'm going to do the tour of the museum of all, about the mobsters in New York, Chicago, wherever they were. And so I'm going to do a video about that, so you guys, if I can video inside the place. But I'm so excited about that. But anyway, I came across this video, this documentary, and it talked about Lucky Luciano and how he started the new way of running the mafia. In the old country, because they were from Sicily, in the old country, there was just one mob boss, and all the families had to come to him for any decisions made. When Lucky Luciano, when he took over, he decided to change it. So what he did was he formed 5 bosses, and they were called commission. And the 5 bosses and their families, the 5 bosses would make the decision whether to kill somebody, take somebody out, not take somebody out. Whatever discrepancies that the families have amongst themselves, these 5 bosses will make the decision. And Luciano was the head of the commission. He was the number 1 guy. So, at one point, Luciano was untouchable. They could never find anything on him because he was real smart, real bright, and he never had his hands in anything. But like any criminal, you always slip up. So he slipped up when he started a prostitution ring. Now beforehand they were doing, because we were doing an abolition, so they did alcohol, they did heroin, they did drugs. And Meyer Lansky, which was one of his, advisor, advised him, because he was a mobster too, but he was Jewish, advised him not to get into that kind of business because it was dirty. And then you're going to have problems, and you have these prostitutes who now know who you are, especially if you hang out in the brothels, and you're going to have problems. He still wanted to make that money in prostitution. So they were doing alcohol, drugs, and now they were doing prostitution because he just wanted his hands and his tentacles in everything because he was a businessman. So anyway, he get popped. And how he get popped is because the prostitutes, when they got busted, told on him. Just like Meyer said it would happen. And so that's how he ended up getting 50 years. And there's a long story about that because he ended up doing so many years here in the United States, and they shipped him to Italy. Meyer made some kind of extradition agreement or agreement with the United States. They sent him to Italy. But how he got caught was a black prosecutor. Her name was Eunice Carter. She worked with Dewey. Dewey was the assistant attorney at the time. She convinced him, and I'm just going to read it real quick. She convinced him to go after Luciano. All right. So Eunice Roberta Carter, she was born as July 16, 1899, and she died in 1970. As an American lawyer, she was one of the New York's first female African-American lawyers and one of the first prosecutors of color in the United States. Hats off to Eunice. She was active in the Pan American Congress and the United Nations. All right, and she worked on committees to advance status of women in the world. She led a massive prosecution racketeering investigation, and this was Lucky Luciano, building the case and strategy that allowed the New York District Attorney, okay, so he was a district attorney, Thomas Dewey, and he became famous after that, to successfully charge Kingpin Charles Lucky Luciano with a compulsory prostitution. And that's how they got him. So it was a black woman. And one of the things that she introduced him to as well was how to wiretap people. So they were listening on his conversations, and how they got him was he and his bookie was talking about the affairs at the prostitution brothel, and that's how he got caught, because they were discussing money or whatever was going on in the prostitution, and they had wired where they were at. Because after a while the mafia got a whiff that the FBI or the prosecutors were able to wiretap them, or put wires inside their little offices or their little meeting houses. And so I know in a lot of movies that you watch, a lot of times they would come outside of where they were meeting and talk with the hands over top of their mouth, so no one could read their lips nor hear what they were saying. So. Incidentally, one of the Bill Siegel was a mobster as well, and he was Jewish. And Jewish people could not be actually they couldn't be made, or they couldn't be a boss. So Lucky trusted you guys. And he allowed them to run different aspects of the business, of the family's business. And one of the things that Siegel had to do was go to Hollywood and pressure the movie producers by strong-arming the projectors, the people who run the projections, and causing them to, rebel against the producers, therefore they could shut down a movie at any time. And so they used that leverage to get money, to squeeze money out of the Hollywood producers, and that's how they got involved in the movies. And so while he was there, all these guys are real smart. And while he was there, he came across the barren land in Las Vegas, and he built the Flamingo, the first casino hotel in Las Vegas. And they killed him because he wasn't paying them. They really don't know if his girlfriend stole the money, because they say at one point she left town and went to Switzerland, so they think that she took the money. Well, whatever, he couldn't account for the money. He'd overspent getting it built. They gave him $1 million. They ended up spending on maybe $2 or $3 million, and they wanted to collect. They wanted their money, and he couldn't give it to them. So they killed him. And here we are now. I'm on my way to Vegas, and it's a hopping, popping place. He was a visionary. If it was his own money, he probably would have been very successful. But he was using somebody else's money, and they wanted their money back. So they killed him. And then I think they shut it down, and then after a while, because in Las Vegas, you can gamble legally. And see, the mob was in the casinos and all that, by selling alcohol and all that. And Meyer was the one who actually started all the different games, the crap tables and all that. Because what they did, they took the street craps that you would do on the street, and they brought it into four corners into a building, which was called a casino, and there you have it. And that's how, we got to do the crap tables and card tables. I think it was Benny Siegel. No, Bill Siegel. Benny Siegel. Ooh, this is good. But, yep. Eunice Carla brought them down. My. This is so good. And when you bite into it, they don't fall apart. Still stay together, which is nice. So you can watch my video how I did. By all means, watch their video how they did that, because they're originators of this. Give them their props. But I follow the recipe, but as always, you change it to your liking. So I use some lemon. They use fresh lemon. I put salt, not salt, Tony Chachere's. You know I love that spice. Put a little dash of that, dash of pepper, and toasted sesame seed oil. This is so good. So you can put whatever flavor you want to put in your shrimp toast. But I highly recommend you getting this daggone sweet chili sauce. Woo! See if you see the name right there. This stuff is good. Ooh, you're gonna love this recipe. If you're old school, and you know what I'm talking about with French toast, I mean not French toast, shrimp toast, you're gonna love this recipe. It's gonna take you back. All right. As always, thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, subscribe, comment, share, and like. So until next time, deuces.
Apollo Crew.